For the 59th time, the Towson University Tigers men's lacrosse team took on the Delaware Blue Hens. We'll talk all about it as the Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now, together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate-covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. If you come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome, fans, to another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen. And coach, the Tigers this past Saturday taking on the Blue Hens of Delaware, and it was a game that was tied at halftime, but you guys came on strong fourth quarter. What was the difference in the second half as compared to the first half?
Well, in the fourth quarter, we finished our opportunities. We did a decent job of that in the first quarter. I think we got 3 or 4 goals in the first quarter. We moved the ball well offensively. We were, being able to, I think, get their defense moving and on their heels a little bit. But we hit, I think, overall maybe 7 pipes in the game. So we had nice opportunities that we didn't put in the cage. Even though we were scoring a little bit, we weren't scoring as efficiently as we could have. So fourth quarter, we were able to find the net. And I don't know if it's a matter of our persistence and wearing down Delaware's defense. We did very well at the face-off X. They played a lot of defense, and we were just able to get a little bit more free to get the shots on cage. But we emphasized it at halftime, rewarding the effort. The guys worked hard to generate good opportunities. We just weren't finishing the ball. So, going into the fourth quarter, they really understood that, this game is tied. We have to win this fourth quarter, and then we got to maximize our opportunities to do that.
It was a huge game for you guys because a loss, and you're in trouble of not making the CAA tournament. Now, all of a sudden, you're tied for second place with 3 other schools. But you look at the CAA, and it's a dogfight like it always is. Delaware still had a shot to win the regular season title if they had beaten you on Saturday, so they were playing for a lot also. And it seemed like your team all day long was close, and then the fourth quarter, as you mentioned, you finally explode for those 7 goals. And Jean-Luc Chetner, 4 goals in the afternoon. Matt Severo, his second hat trick. What is it about those 2 guys that made them effective from the midfield to be able to produce so many points?
Yeah, Chet, I'm not sure what exactly it was, but you could just see it. Once the game got going, he just had that pep in his step. He was feeling it. He was, winning his matchup. He was able to get, beat his guy on the dodge and be able to move the ball well. And he just kind of, you felt like he was really going to have a good day. And he hit, I think, 3 pipes in the game. So, beyond 4 goals, he could have had a couple more. And Matt's just continuing to do what he does well. You know, he gets separation, he gets his hands free. He made a really nice play with a flag down and then able to cash in a goal in the fourth quarter there. But Matt's, you know, he opened the game with us with a real good hard dodge and first shot, first goal. You know, it's a great way to start the game, and it was able to help us, I think, you know, be able to have that confidence moving forward.
Alex Woodall, named CAA Co-Player of the Week. He won 22 face-offs on the afternoon. I think if you asked Alex, he would say that coming into the Delaware game, he hadn't had the best of seasons for the Tigers. What was it different about him on Saturday than it has been in weeks prior?
He was disciplined, you know, and that's something that he's lacked throughout the, you know, the season this year, unfortunately. He's procedured a lot, you know, going early on the whistle, and that's put us in the hole, you know, whether it be the first quarter or throughout the whole game. And that's something that we continue to work on every day in practice. And he's a competitive kid. He's very honest, you know, with himself. He knows when he, you know, doesn't do well and you know, why for the most part. So being able to get him to stay disciplined, focused on the whistle and not over anticipate, that was the biggest challenge. Delaware put themselves in a hole early. They procedure on the first one and the third one, I believe it was. So that puts them more on a defensive capacity in that first half, and that I think just helped his confidence grow that much better.
You look at the two goalkeepers, and Matt DeLuca had 14 saves for Delaware. Shane Brennan only had 5 for the Tigers, but Shane didn't have that many opportunities. You know, he didn't have any saves in the second quarter or the third quarter, but Delaware only scored a total of 4 goals during that time. So it wasn't like they were peppering him and everything was getting passed. Talk about the difference between the two goaltenders in that ballgame.
Their goalie's a really big kid. You know, he takes up a lot of the net, and you really got to shoot well to get the ball by him. He does a good job of, you know, getting his hands to the ball. He gets his, you know, he got his feet on a couple of them. You know, Brendan had a great opportunity on the crease, and he kick saves it out. You know, so he's solid, but I thought we did a good job changing up the location of our shots and the elevation of our shots. You know, Shane, it's tough for a goalie, you know, much like any position, when you don't see a shot or you don't see the ball on offense or you don't see the ball on defense, to stay connected and stay in a groove and in a rhythm. So that's challenging. You know, it's you know, mental toughness at that point and staying focused and engaged and keeping yourself loose. So it's a nice thing when you don't have to maybe play as much defense if that means you're scoring goals and winning faceoffs. But it's also, there's a bit of a challenge to that.
All right, well, the Tigers get their record to 2-2 in the CAA. The season finale coming up, regular season finale, coming up on Saturday at Johnny Unitas Stadium against the Stags of Fairfield. Tune in later this week to TowsonTigers.com when Coach Nadelen and I will talk about the matchup with the Fairfield Stags. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen, I'm Spiro Morekas. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. And as always, go Tigers.